Shalom. Welcome. Today's show is called Usher, Valentino, the Humiliation, Ritual, Sacrifice, and DTC. Real TV. Silence is betrayal. If you know the truth and don't say the truth, then the blood is on your hands. On today's episode, I'm going to go over the spiritual aspect. We'll go over the worldly view, and we'll do a quick scientific breakdown. I'm going to talk about a number of different things, talking about these allegations that are going on. When you're in cahoots with the elite, there's certain things that you have to do. Before we discuss those things, keep these scriptures in mind. Let's go. Mark chapter 8, verse 36. For what shall it profit the man if he shall gain the whole world and lose his own soul? A lot of what we're going to discuss today are going to be a melody of different celebrities who have went so far out to make a deal with Satan to get a check that they can't cash. They have sold their souls. They're lost. And they think that the devil is going to play fair. That's not true. They're going through hazing rituals, sacrificial rituals. But let's break it down. Psalms 119, verse 104. Through thy precepts I get understanding. Therefore I hate every false way. So we're going to pull different verses so we could break down the understanding of the videos we're going to see, all right? Isaiah, verse 28 and 10. For precept must be upon precept, precept upon precept, line upon line, line upon line. Here a little and there a little. So you're like, Michael, why are you reading these verses? You're from here and there. Because we're breaking it down. We're going line by line, precept. Proverbs chapter 5. My son, attend unto my wisdom and bow thy ear to my understanding, that thou mayest regard discretion, and that thy lips may keep knowledge. For the lips of a strange woman drop as honeycomb, and her mouth is smoother than oil, but her end is bitter as wormwood, sharp as a two-edged sword. Her feet go down to death, her steps take hold on hell. Lest thou shouldest ponder the path of life, her ways are movable, that thou canst not know them. Hear me now, therefore, O ye children, and depart not from the words of my mouth. Remove thy way far from her, and come not nigh the door of her house. Proverbs 7, 10 through 27. And behold, there met him a woman with the attire of an harlot, and subtle of the heart. And she is loud and stubborn, her feet abide not in her house. Now is she without, now in the streets, lieth in wait at every corner? So she caught him, and kissed him, and with an impudent face said unto him, I have peace offerings with me this day. I have paid my vows. Therefore came I forth to thee, came I forth to meet thee, diligently to seek thy face, and I have found thee. I have decked my bed with coverings of tapestry, with carved works, with fine linen of Egypt. So she got that good thread count. fine linen of Egypt. I have perfumed my bed with myrrh, aloes, and cinnamon. Come, let us take our fill of love until the morning. People be up all night into the early sun, right? Let us be solace ourselves with loves. For the good man is not at home. He is going on a long journey. He had taken a bag of money with him and will come home at the day appointed. With her much fair speech, she caused him to yield. With flattering of her lips she forced him. He goeth forth, he goeth after her straightway, as an ox goeth to the slaughter, or as a fool to the correction of the stocks. Till a dart strike through his liver, as a bird hasteth to the snare, and knoweth not that it is for his life. Hearken unto me now, therefore, O ye children, and attend to the words of my mouth. Let not thy heart decline to her ways. Go not astray in her paths. She has cast down many wounded. Yea, many strong men have been slain by her. Her house is the way to hell, going down to the chambers of death. All right, follow me on this. Here we go. Leviticus 20, verse 13. If a man also lieth with mankind, he lieth with a woman. Both of them have committed a what? Let's read with me. And, all right, and they shall surely be put to, okay, and there shall be upon them. All right. So, as far as Bobby Valentino's situation, this is a pretty detailed verse. Okay. Leviticus 18:22. Thou shalt not lie with mankind as with womankind. It is a what? There you go. This goes to Usher too. Usher has been what? With two women and one man, supposedly. Or two women and one man has caught herpes. It is also on the record that Usher's insurance claim is not covering any of the charges sent to Usher. They're not going to do with anything that has to do with the charges from now and into the future. All right, so as we know, there's this girl here, Quintanisha Sharpton, who has recently came into the press. What we have to keep in mind is the symbolism of when she first came into the press. She's holding this Masonic pose. This is a skull and bones here. Okay? This is also a Masonic pose. Okay? So this agenda is nothing new. Now, some say she was holding it up just because she was holding it up. She's 21 years old. Either they told her to do it or she doesn't know what she's doing. But this is a Masonic pose. Look here at the insignia here. We're going to deal with this a little bit later. But this is, well, we'll deal with it a little bit later. But you can see the Masonic logo here at the top. You can see the skull and bones at the bottom. In essence, this has to do with the Knights Templar. Hitler was a part of the Knights Templar. Supposedly, he didn't commit suicide. He was sent to another city and died there, somewhere in Brazil. But that's a different story. So we're going to get back to the story here. If you think that it's just men holding it up, no. Here's a lady that's a part of the Order of Eastern Star holding up the same pose. Okay? All right. So you have Angel, also known as Quintanisha, right? With this Laura Lisa Bloom, who's also wearing pearls. So you know she's a part of a sorority, or she's probably affiliated with the Order of Eastern Star somehow, some way. But she's worked on other many cases. I want you to look at the eyes. They say the eyes are the windows to the soul, right? What do you see here? What do you see? I know what I see. But Usher's allegations, again, It's about two women and a man claimed to give. They've said that they have herpes. Now this is a recent photo of Usher. Usher, I mean, for one, why'd you cut your facial hair, man? Looking like, I mean, I don't know. You shouldn't have cut your facial hair. Speaking of that, Leviticus 19:27, ye shall not round the corners of your heads, neither thou shalt mar the corners of your beard. All right. But anyways, you can see the quotes here. She said that she needed some money and that she's enjoying her last couple of days as a regular person. She also goes by the name of Angel Valentino, hence Bobby Valentino, right? Um, because she said that her name is Ghetto. Now I want you to see if you see any subliminal messages in here, right? So in this video, I want you to just look at the body language. Look at the body language of what we'll just call her Angel. And look at the body language of the lawyer. In your heart, in your own personal view, ask yourself, do you see sincerity? Do you see honesty? Why is she reading from a paper? I understand that as a lawyer, they want their clients to have a certain story down. They want them to say things correctly, but it's so scripted. She looks a little nervous. She looks like as if she was forced, and also for the sake of money and a little fame. And the lawyer is just out for another dollar and for another propel of fame, a catapult of fame. Now, this is Lisa Bloom. This is the same lady that we saw, right? She's a famous lawyer, but I want you to notice that she is a man. Look at the Adam's apple. Look at the jawbone structure. She's covering her neck once again. Now, I know it's on the record that she has 2 kids, but one of her children is a foster child. Who says that they're even hers? Look at the jawbone structure. Look at the forehead. You couldn't eat enough apples to get this jaw here. This is a natural man's jaw and throat with an Adam's apple.
My name is Contagia
Back to the
Shelton.
story.
I love Usher's artistry and music. I went to a concert of his with some friends a few years ago to celebrate my birthday. I was wearing a birthday crown, and because of that, I was selected to go backstage before the show. Later, a security guard picked me up and asked me for my number. He told me Usher had seen me backstage and was interested in me. After the show, my friends and I returned to the hotel. I got a call from Usher on a block number asking me what hotel I was staying in and the room number. About an hour later, he arrived. We spoke for a while and then we engaged in sexual contact. He never warned me about any STDs. It was just after my 19th birthday. I never heard from him again.
Well, they say Usher probably didn't do it, right? Who knows? Who knows? Maybe he did. Check this video out. Okay, so you remember earlier I asked if you saw any subliminal messages? Well, here's one. 1010 Wins is very important, okay? 1010 Wins invented all news radio and is the longest running all news station in the country. For 50 years, 1010 Wins has been a news and information utility for New York metropolitan area, famous around the world for its slogan, "You give me 20 minutes and we'll give you the world." No other radio station consistently delivers, according to 1010 Wins. Notice their slogan, all news, all the time. Okay, that's a lie. How can you carry all news all the time, right? Some of the stuff they're going to have to make up, but we'll deal with that a little bit later. Okay, so 1010 News is owned by CBS Radio. All right, now notice their logo, 1010 Wins, right? 1 1 in the world. It's 11. It's not just 10. Drop the zeros. Drop the zeros, you get the numerology 11. 11 is very important. You have 9/11, which they don't even call it September 11. They call it 9/11 to use the psychology in the mind of 911 as an emergency. It gets your heart thumping a little bit. All right. So it's very important to them, to the elite. Okay. So again, 1010 News is under CBS Radio. Now we have to go a little bit deeper. Who owns this? Who's behind this? Well, look here. The key people is Andre Fernandez. He's the president. He's the president of 1010 News. Okay? Now, here is a photo of Andre Fernandez, the president and chief executive officer of 1010 News, right? Um, and you can see the affiliation, right? You see the logo of CBS with the eye. Um, and we did the breakdown of the 1010, which it really means the 11. Now look at his pose, by the way. Look at his pose and remember this logo. All news, all the time. There's no way in the world that you can get all the news all the time. It's just not possible. So somebody has to create it. Someone has to uh, 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 create animosity to get the ears and eyes of the people. They've been doing this for a lot of years. Now let's do a little background behind Andre Fernandez. Okay, so he's the president and chief executive officer. Pardon me. Um, of CBS Radio. He's responsible for over 117 different radio stations. Blah 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 blah. Okay, now here was a very popular interview that was given under Billboard magazine. They asked Andre Fernandez, what is the biggest issue facing the radio business? He said, quote, "This industry needs to continue to innovate. When I look at a lot of the streaming services and a lot of the digital development, I'm actually surprised sometimes that more hasn't been done or developed by traditional over-the-air broadcasters. They need to invest more in R&D and experiment. And for some reason, they don't or they haven't. Companies need to have courage to plow profits back into R&D. And if they do, I think they can ensure their future. That's probably the biggest issue I can see. So he clearly said that they need to experiment and innovate. That's serious. Next question. What is the what is one of your leadership philosophies? They asked him. Quote, he said, "So much depends on your reputation." Whose reputation is going out forth right now? Usher, Bobby Valentino. All right. So he says, "Guard it with your life. I work and lead by the highest standards of ethics and honesty, and I expect that of my team. I got some of the greatest compliments at my last company, Journal, when uh, we were sold to the EW Scripps Company, and a number of the board directors members told me when I was leaving, you were always true to your word, and we never felt nervous or had any surprises with you because you did exactly what you said you were going to do. The company performed always how you said it was going to perform. And because of that, we always felt that we were in good hands. So you can clearly see from these interviews here that it's a little fishy. It seems genuine what he's saying, but it has a lot of truth to what's going on with these celebrities. A lot of these celebrities depend on news anchors, news reporters, and news stations to put out the right PR. And if they don't, if they're not paying them, maybe, then they go down the plunge. If they're not doing their rituals, then they're going down the plunge. If they have to be humiliated, the news will cover it. So again, remember, notice his post. There's nothing new under the sun. The ancient Egyptians did the same thing. Aleister Crowley, who is here on the left, who created the book of Satanists, the book of Satanism, is doing the same pose. It makes you wonder why. Why did they take something so ancient and recycle the idea? The Masons do the same exact pose for insignia. Ecclesiastes verse 9, chapter 1, the thing that had been, it is which shall be, and that which is done is that which shall be done, and there is nothing new under the sun. The scripture clearly tells us that there's nothing new under the sun. You can clearly see that there's other people holding up the same pose, right? These are Masons here. These are Masons holding up the pose. Same pose is more than just a photo. They're doing it for a reason. There is more than just a pose. They're doing it to speak a language, right? So this is President and CEO of Hilton Worldwide. His name is Christopher J. Naseda. Okay? He's doing the same pose. He is the CEO of the Hilton Hotel. Remember the subliminal message? The New York Hilton Hotel, Midtown. He's a part of the Sigma Chi fraternity. He's part of the Sigma Chi fraternity. Chris Naseda. In 1984, he had joined this elite group. Right? So when the New York Hilton at Rockefeller Center opened in June 26, 1963, June is 689. Follow me. We're gonna break this down in just a moment. They use numerology for a reason. They do certain things on certain dates for a certain reason. They get the best scientists, the best mathematicians to all work out their agenda. Okay? Here's a picture of when they first opened up the New York Hilton Hotel. Here's an actual street view of the New York Hilton Midtown. It's on 6th Avenue, on 54th Street, which is 9, and then which is 8. When you go counterclockwise, 689. Then when you look up the Hebrew gematria, 689 means a storehouse or garners, far off land, the holy city. Well, we know New York isn't a holy city, but the Hilton has the largest amount of hotels in the world. Again, this is the CEO who is a fraternity member of the Sigma Chi fraternity. You see the Masonic hand gesture, the keys, the eagle, the scroll. Sigma Chi fraternity. Hazing rituals must take place. There's a reason why they went to the Hilton Hotel in New York. There's a reason why they're in cahoots with one another. These presidents went through hazing rituals. What make you think they're not going to make celebrities go through hazing rituals? All right, we also have Leslie Moonves, hence the name, Leslie Moonves. A little loony, huh? Well, he's also a part of CBS. I'm assuming he's the previous CEO, or maybe they have two. I'm not sure. I thought there was one, but according to this, Les Moonves is also a part of the Sigma Alpha Mu fraternity. I mean, you have Sigma Chi, and then you have Sigma Alpha Mu, but either way, it's a fraternity, right? So he's also a part of CBS. Sigma Alpha Mu is a Jewish fraternity. You see his name there? You see he's also affiliated with CBS. You cannot be there and not get your hands dirty, right? Revelation chapter 2 verse 9. I know thy works in tribulation and poverty, but thou art rich. And I know the blasphemy of them which say they are Jews and are not, but are the synagogue of Satan. We just saw there that this is a Jewish fraternity. But let's break down the science of it. According to Cornell University, they did a little excerpt about the hazing rituals that take place. Arguments for it and against it. Current members and alumni of Cornell organizations that have hazed new members have raised a range of arguments for both, for against, for and against hazing. Some individuals strongly support hazing, others oppose it, and many others are ambivalent about it. Below are some of the costs and benefits that Cornell students and alumni have attributed to hazing. So, the benefits to the group. According to Cornell University, this is a very, very renowned university. I actually went to attend there for hospitality. I've been in the hospitality industry for it was like one of my first jobs, right? Okay, but let's go back. The benefits of hazing, it says it brings the groups close together. It weeds out people who don't want to take the process seriously. It humbles new members. It keeps traditions intact. It helps the group members learn about each other. It cultivates shared pride. It promotes discipline within the group. Now just compare this to the celebrity lifestyle. It brings celebrities close together. It weeds out the celebrities who don't want to take the process seriously. It humbles the new celebrities. It keeps the traditions intact. It helps the celebrity members learn about each other. It makes good stories to tell later. Good stories. Good stories. You get it? Usher, Bobby Valentino, these are good stories to them. It gets to make others go through what they go through. They feel less angry about having been hazed. And it's fun to humiliate and intimidate others according to those who have been hazed. Right? The cost to the hazer is time consuming. It's stressful to plan and keep secret. Discomfort of playing the role that is inconsistent with one's values, undermines trust with new members, creates conflict with members who hold different views, risk of judicial, criminal, or civil consequences, impact of judicial action or in graduate school or government applications, potential rejection by prospective employers who are aware of the hazing, the benefits of the person who is hazed. So, what are the benefits of Bobby Valentino and Usher right now? And we're gonna go over some of the others. But what are the benefits? Let's just say if there were, because of all this drama they're going through. It provides a sense of accomplishment. It helps you learn about yourself, challenges you to develop coping skills, makes you feel like you're part of the group. It develops close friendship with other new members or with other new celebrities who are going to get hazed. It prepares you for emotional challenges in life, promotes self discipline, allows you to do crazy things. Sounds a little weird. But this is the scientific study and breakdown arguments for those who are for hazing and for those who are against it, according to Cornell University. Well, what is the cost to the person who is hazed? Loss of friendship outside of the organization, resentment towards current members. So this is how Usher feels right now. This is how Bobby Valentino feels. It feels like they have a loss of friendship outside of the organization because they're saying he got herpes. They're saying he slept with a trans. They have resentment towards current celebrities. They feel exhausted. It causes exhaustion. It causes emotional distress from humiliation and intimidation, decrease academic performance, or decrease singing performance, right, if you will. He's not going to be singing anytime soon. Neither of them. It's like they're pretty much done. Their career is pretty much done. They're going to have to come back in like 10 years. Stress-related illness, accidental injuries, inflicted injuries from being kicked or beaten or what have you, decrease athletic performance. All right, so we can see that there's a number of different things. But all celebrities have to go through this hazing ritual, whether it's sacrificial, whether they have to give up a family member, a loved one, a close friend. There's different types of rituals. And then there's the humiliation ritual, where they have to taunt your character. Now, just thinking off the top right now, right? Michael Jordan. If you were to type in Michael Jordan crying, or if you were to just type in Michael Jordan on any search engine, what you'll find is that there's pictures of Michael Jordan of many different characters that has him crying, and it's completely odd. But you have one of the greatest basketball players of all time. He's also a billionaire, yet he's all over the internet and social media crying. This is his humiliation ritual, or at least one of them. Bill Cosby went through a humiliation ritual. But we're going to go over other celebrities shortly. The most important thing is that you need to know is that when you make a deal with the devil does not play fair. Lucifer does not play fair. This dragon does not play fair. That serpent does not play fair. Once you sign that contract, there is no getting out of it. It's blood in, blood out.
Absorb, you know?
Is it true that on at least one occasion you had a prostitute come over to your house who, after a sexual encounter, went into your bathroom and with a cell phone took an image of your antiretroviral medication?
That's correct, yeah.
And then threatened to sell that image to the tabloids?
Yes, this is after I told her that thank you for your time, we're not going to see each other anymore.
You have said that you have been the victim of betrayal and extortion. You told me that a lot of people have actually demanded money to stay silent about this.
That is true.
How many people have you paid?
I don't want to guess wrong, but enough to bring it into the millions.
So let's deal with Bobby Valentino. So supposedly there's a transsexual woman that goes by the name of Rima Houston, who is a man but is a transgendered woman who supposedly, quote unquote, recently got assaulted by Bobby Valentino. Well, Rima Houston is named Eric McCorkle. Here are the pictures of the individual that Bobby Valentino was with. Rima Houston, or Aaron, was a how can I say? Seems like he was a decent man, but you can't judge a book by its cover. I don't know what happened from now to then in the transition, but the transition and what happened was real. I'm not sure if he did what he did, but I'm not surprised that he had an encounter with this person. When you're working with Satan, you do a lot of stuff.
Bobby video. Back up for me. Back up. my house. Bobby V, y'all. Bobby Valentino, running. You forgot your shoes and your keys. If you want it back, bring me some money. Call me so I can tell you the price, Bobby V. Don't run, Bobby Valentino. Come here. Come on, Bo.
So as you can see, it's clearly Bobby Valentino. This is also a hazing ritual. This is hazing at its finest. Nevertheless, it's nothing new. Lil Wayne went through the same thing with Baby when he kissed him on the lips, and people are still listening to his music. And he's even more popular now. Pharrell dressed as a monkey. He dressed as a monkey as a hazing ritual. Not only that, but he wore a hat, an Arby's hat, a weird Smokey the Bear hat, just a different hat as a humiliation ritual. Pharrell wasn't doing too good. He wasn't even selling albums like he used to. But he allegedly said that he refused to date any woman whose skin is darker than his. And he also said that it's not his responsibility to represent black women in any way. Who made him say that? Why did he say that? Next thing you know, he blew up. He blew up after his humiliation ritual, and he was happy after that. He came up with the song Happy, and it played on this movie called The Despicable Me. Well, let's break down the word despicable. What does it mean? Despicable. Deserving to be despised or regarded with distaste, disgust, or disdain. That's what despicable means. So after everything he done, after all those hazing rituals, it seems as if he's calling his own self despicable. After that, he blew up on The Voice. He was a judge there. He went through a hazing ritual, just like Steve Harvey. Steve Harvey is a part of the Omega Psi Phi fraternity. His hazing ritual was missing the name for the Miss Universe or Miss America, which all of these women are transgender. I'm not going to get into that right now, but every last one of them are transgenders. After Steve Harvey had this mishap, he blew up. He was doing Family Feud. He's doing Thunderdome. He's doing all these shows that are putting him in the spotlight. Not only that, but Steve Harvey, his hands have been dirty with the knowing of the Bernie Mac situation. Steve Harvey, D.L. Hughley, and Cedric the Entertainer plotted against Bernie Mac to get him killed when they had the Kings of Comedy. Bernie Mac, long story short, he didn't just die of a heart attack or an aneurysm, if you call it. They set him up. He saw this clone center, and they knew about it. And they told the Bole on him. They told the big people on him, the Illuminati. Kim Kardashian's humiliation ritual was done. You haven't heard from Ray J since, but Kim Kardashian blew up. And then Kanye West is guilty of that too. I mean, one of my favorite performers, but he's guilty too. And he sacrificed his mom. But this cooning is nothing new. They did this back in the day with them dressing in blackface. They had Mr. T back in the 80s going put through a humiliation ritual. He was one of the strongest, one of the most macho men during the 80s or 90s. One of the most macho men. I don't know much of him, but I knew his character. And then they had him dress in a dress for a hazing ritual, a humiliation ritual. After this, you never heard from him again. Never. Eddie Murphy, too. Eddie Murphy went through a humiliation ritual. His ritual took place during the 90s. What was it? Well, some of you may know and some of you may not. But according to the Daily News and other popular, famous news anchors, he was caught with a transsexual. And then he blew up with Dr. Doolittle and all those movies. Wesley Snipes was in the dress. All these other celebrities are in the dress. We can name names from white chicks to, goodness, we can name names from all different celebrities. I'm touching on the black race right now because it's important, so I'm not going to talk about too many outside of the race right now. But Charles Barkley, not only did he wear one dress, he wore two. He wore two. Humiliation rituals are nothing new. And then you have Tay Diggs. He went from being with Angela Bassett on how to get her groove back, being one of the an example of a man, to glam girls or whatever it's called, wearing makeup, and he kissed a man. Like I said, the humiliation rituals aren't new. Martin did Shanae. He did the mother on the Martin show. I mean, it was a funny show. It was a funny show. You can't lie. But it was humiliation. He didn't want to be a part of the game no more. Back in the 90s, he used to talk of stuff like, um, Hollywood, we have all this money in the world. Why are people still poor and stuff like that? And then they went after him. It's nothing new. The humiliation rituals are nothing new. Jamie Foxx, he blew up with his singing career after this. Medea still does it today, faithfully, wholeheartedly. Tyler Perry. The humiliation rituals aren't new. Shaq, he's a 33rd degree Mason. His humiliation ritual was off the chain. His ex, Vanessa, said when he would call and want to get together, I was reluctant to see him when I had my period. And Shaq, he would say, I don't care. And when we would see each other, he had like a fetish that he liked to give me oral sex during my period. She was talking to a lawyer. So a lawyer said, okay, did this happen one time, more than once? How many times do you recall? And she said, this is Shaq's ex-girlfriend now. She said at least 10 times. Shaq, this is an article. They say Shaq is to the fetish community of what you would call a bloodhound. The technical term for Shaq's fetish is called menophilia. This derives when a man is sexually aroused by the menstruation blood of a woman. Now you see why the term bloodhound isn't that cool. Some of you are grossed out. Some of you are thinking, oh, that's not too bad. Well, Shaq takes it even a step further. He likes to perform oral sex on a woman when he is courting while they are on their period. Disturbing. Here's a proof from a disposition transcript that found its way to the public from Shaq's ex-girlfriend, Vanessa Lopez. When he would call and want to get together, I was reluctant to see him. I had my period. Shaq would say, I don't care. Blase. He had this fetish. We just went through all of this. These people drink blood. These people drink pee. These people have rituals. These hazings are just rituals. That means that it happens on an every now and then basis. It doesn't just happen once. It happens every now and then. It's like washing a car. It's like, you know what I mean? They do this all the time. There's nothing new under the sun. There's nothing new under the sun. But Shaq is a Mason, and he gets down with the get down. You could clearly see in his picture here of his affiliation. He is a 33rd degree Mason. That's like the highest you can get up. But who is this in this picture? in this room full of Masons. It's your boy Jay-Z. Jay-Z is also a Mason. Jay-Z went through his humiliation ritual also. One of them, when he got beat up in the elevator by Solange. Beyonce went through her humiliation ritual when she was caught on TV with a fake stomach. And in this picture, she looks like she's full in the last one. R. Kelly is a Mason. He went through his humiliation, which we already know, with the girls caught in his house. This is the Dr. Conrad Murray, who gave Michael Jackson the overdose. He's also a Mason. And I want to say that he got off clean. We think he went to prison, but who knows? This is Conrad Murray to the left, and this is Trayvon Martin's dad to the right. They're both Masons, both of them. Look at the picture when they're in court. The mom is trying to cry. The dad has a stern face. This is not sincerity. This is not hurt. This is not pain. This is not true tears. He's faking. He's crying for the camera. They knew the camera was there. Look at the wife's face. They're not sincere. This is the kiss of death, I call it. This is Trayvon Martin, the one that was killed in Florida. Listen, these Masons get off easy. This is according to the New York Times. I'm going to just give you this one article. They're part of the brotherhood. They protect their own. They protect their own. They do these humiliation rituals and they get off clean. They have to do it. They call it being born again. All right, so let's read the article. A ritual gone fatally wrong puts light on Masonic secrecy. The initiation rituals at the Masonic Lodge here had been bathed in secrecy over the years. The climax of Monday's night ceremony was to be a simple prank. A new member of the fellow craft, a select group with the lodge, would sit in a chair while an older member stood 20 feet away and fired a handgun loaded with blanks. This is from March 10, 2004 issue. That ritual went terribly wrong inside Southside Masonic Lodge number 493 in a basement littered with rat traps, tin cans, and a 9-foot-long guillotine, and a setup designed to mimic walking a plank. The shooter, a 76-year-old Mason, Albert Eade, was carrying 2 guns, a .22 caliber handgun with blanks in his left pocket and a .32 caliber handgun with live rounds in his right pocket. He reacted, he reached into his right pants pocket, pulled out the wrong gun, and shot William James, 47-year-old fellow Mason, in the face, killing him, the authorities said. Now check this out. Mr. Eade, a World War II veteran who had a license to carry his own pistol, pleaded not guilty Tuesday afternoon to second-degree manslaughter and released on $2,500 bail. He was wearing his blue Masonic jacket during his arraignment in Central Islip. I don't find no other need to read the rest of this article. He shot somebody in the face, and he was released on $2,500 bail, wearing his Masonic jacket in court. Stacey Dash said that there shouldn't be a Black History Month anymore. She said we need to get rid of it. She went through a humiliation ritual just like Flavor Flav. Flavor Flav was a part of a group called Public Enemy. Public Enemy spoke about things that were of needing to know. They spoke about consciousness. They talked about fighting the power that be. Talk about fighting this Illuminati stuff. Well, you know what? They sure did come back and they got him. They gave him a show called Flavor of Love. They surrounded with all these women. Now he got like 9 to 12 different baby mamas. And now he's known for eating chicken. A lot of these other celebrities have gone through humiliation rituals. This is nothing new. Check it out.
Flavor Flav is responsible for more homeless Black children than Hurricane Katrina. At the end of the night tonight, we're going to hold you down and give you a vasectomy, just for the good of the human race. Chris Benoit is a better father than Flavor Flav. Flav, I don't...
I'm gonna have to explain to Elizabeth about the money and calm her. She gets so nervous. Hey, Paul, come on, stop that.
I was wondering if I could fuck you.
Man, I don't do things like that.
That's what makes it so nice. You don't.
And he did. And it was fantastic. Came here for experience, right? We can use this, right?
You're a fool! Your father is right. You are a fool.
Came here for experience. My father is not right. I can't have him be right. It's gonna...
Hey! See what I'm doing? All right, this is a signal, okay? I'm fiddling with my keys, all right? A woman that doesn't want to kiss takes her keys out, puts them in the door, goes in the house. A woman that wants to kiss, she fiddles. I'm fiddling.
Okay, you have a good night now.
You see what I'm doing?
Robbing me?
No. See, this is what most guys do. They rush in to take the kiss. But you're not most guys. See, the secret to a kiss is to go 90% of the way and then hold.
But for how long?
As long as it takes for her to come the other 10.
Okay, 90-10. Got it.
Yeah? Okay, come on. Shake it off. It's your turn. I had a really nice time tonight, Albert.
I had a great time tonight too, Allegra. With a beard. What's up?
I'm not feeling it.
What do you mean? I gave 90.
No, I'm not feeling like you want it. Look, I'm Allegra Cole, the woman of your dreams, the woman whose green eyes are limpid pools of desire. Now show me the magic, Albert. Show me the magic.
You're not looking kiss my son. I can kiss my son. Jaden, come on.
Jaden jumped up and ran from his overly affectionate dad, but told me during our sit down about After Earth that Will embarrasses him like that all the time.
Did he try and like kiss you and stuff? I saw you guys on Ellen and you were like
that
alive.
happens all the time.
So even on set, he wasn't even trying to.
No,
like,
not on the set he wasn't trying to kiss me, but after the set he'll try to kiss.
Hey, Alex.
Huh, Daddy?
Look at this. Just showing you my new show.
If an officer stops you, always be polite and never ever run away. Promise mama you'll keep your hands inside. Is it a gun? Is it a knife? Is it a wallet? This is your life. It ain't no secret. It ain't no secret. No secret, my friend, you can get killed just for living in your American skin. Oh.